Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to a new episode. For those ones who are new here, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. And for those ones who are my returning subscribers, welcome back to another episode. Please subscribe if you have not. Thank you so much for the new subscribers who have subscribed. I'm really, really grateful. And so today I want to talk about this topic. Guys, this is very, very serious. I had to record this so that you guys can see me and see the seriousness that is in my face. Guys, this is very serious, and please pay attention. Pay attention, guys, because I want to talk about familiar spirits. Yes, I know most people are familiar with monitoring spirits, all these other spirits, Leviathan, all these spirits, but most people are not familiar with familiar spirits, and that is what I want to talk about today. So guys, if you like to hear all about it, then keep watching. Okay, so guys, what are familiar spirits? First of all, familiar spirits are very ruthless, they are very heartless, and they are very merciless. Yes, guys, they are not here to play. And please pay attention because I'm going to tell you what is familiar spirits and how you can defeat them in your life. So, what is familiar spirits? In the Hebrew Bible, familiar means household, a household servant. Yes. And so what does a household servant do? When you bring someone new into your house to help you in the chores of the house, what do? Even without after they've stayed there for long, what do? They know what you like, they know how you like your coffee, they know, even without you telling them, they know people who come to visit you, they know what you like, what you don't like. Those are your servants in the home, yes, without you even telling them if they stay long enough. So, what are familiar spirits? A familiar spirit is a household servant, a spirit that someone has invoked, a dead person's spirit, in a matter of fact. A familiar spirit is a dead person spirit invoked by another person in order to serve their master and tell what their master tell and do what their master tells them to do, in short. So a familiar spirit, guys, my hair is flying, but it doesn't matter. Pay attention to the video. So these familiar spirits, they're spirits that have been the dead people's spirits that have been invoked or raised in order to serve their master. And familiar spirits, they are very, very, like I said, they're very merciless and they're very heartless because they serve only their master. Yes. And they don't die. If their master sends them to you, they will deal with you proper. And when you feel like this is the end, when you die, they will move from you to the person closest to you. And when they're done with them, they will move to the next person. That is how they are. That is how merciless they are. They only serve their master. And even if their master dies, you become you become their victim. Now they continue like that. They continue doing whatever their master told them. That is why they're very, very dangerous. And guys, in Leviticus 19:31, it says, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. That is very serious because it says you should not go to someone, these wizards, most of these wizards and warlocks and these people who use sorcery and such things, they have familiar spirits, and the Bible is telling us do not regard them, do not go to them in order to ask them to tell you stuff about your life, because the Bible just condemns that, because that is how serious it is. And familiar spirits, they are, you're talking about monitoring spirits. And by the way, in my last video, some people were asking me what is monitoring spirit. So I'm going to do a video about what is a monitoring spirit. But right now, familiar spirits are worse than monitoring spirits. And the Hebrew, like I've told you, what does a household servant do? A household servant knows everything about you. That's why familiar spirits are very dangerous, because they know everything about you. You think that you know yourself. Familiar spirits know you more than you know yourself. Guys, that is how serious this is. And you may wonder, like, what is happening to me? You studied, you graduated, everything was going on well for you, then all of a sudden things are just crumbling, things are just going down, and then you wonder what is wrong, what happened. You may have a familiar spirit in your life, or you wonder what is wrong with me. The only thing that is moving up in your life is your age. Other than that, nothing else is working for you. And you started very well. Even when you were a child, you started very well. And then you wonder what's wrong. You may have a familiar spirit in your life. And most of these familiar spirits, they don't even start with you guys. These familiar spirits don't even start with you. They start with your lineage. They're like generational curses. They may not have started with you. It may have, their master may have been someone who spoke ill to your grandfather or your grandmother, someone who cursed your mom, someone who cursed your great-great-grandfather. And after your great-great-grandfather died, it moved to your grandfather. And then after that, it moved to your father. And then after that, it moved to you. That is how familiar spirits are. When they deal with you, they don't finish with you. Even these people, you might think like, you are okay, and then you met this person and everything was going on well, you loved each other, then all of a sudden then things just go wrong and you wonder what happened. It may have been you met someone who has a familiar spirit, and when they are done dealing with that person, they come to you. Most of these people have gotten familiar spirits from people who they've slept with, people who they've interacted with, they love. That's why they are called inherited giants. Yes, familiar spirits are also called inherited giants. Let me give you an example. Like in the Bible, when God told Abraham to move because he's going to make him a great nation, Abraham wanted to know if this was true or not. So he like seeked God's guidance or asked him if it was going to be true. Then the Bible says he fell into a deep sleep. I think it's in Genesis chapter 12, if I'm not wrong. He fell into a deep sleep. And then what happened? God came and made a covenant with him. Yes, because like I told you in my last video about dreams, you can make a covenant with a person, because when you're sleeping, that's when your spirit is alive. So God is a spirit. So God came and made a covenant with Abraham while he was sleeping. And he told him he'll make him a great nation. He will bless him. And then guys, what happens after that? Abraham, when he wakes up, he starts to prosper. After that, he gets a son who's called Isaac. Isaac, everything he does, he prospers. It doesn't matter if he's actually, it's not even his efforts, he just prospers. And after that, after Abraham, what happens? After Isaac, what happens? After that, he gets two sons. One is called Jacob and the other one is called Esau. And then what happens? Even when Jacob stole Esau's blessings, when he cheated his father, what happened? God still was with him. God still blessed him. Everything he touched turned into gold. That is how you can inherit spirits. It wasn't that Jacob was amazing. He even defeated the how are they called? I've forgotten. He even defeated his enemies. But it's not because of his might. It's not because that he was strong or because he really was amazing. No, it's because God blessed his father. That is the exact opposite of familiar spirits. Because God's spirit was divine, so it jumped from Abraham to Isaac, from Isaac to Jacob, and guys, the rest of the story, how they continued. So they inherited a divine spirit. That is exactly the same of familiar spirits. Familiar spirits, you can inherit them. They are inherited giants. But now these ones, they are goblin. They are evil spirits. And whatever their master tells them to do, that's what they'll do. They'll serve their master to the T. So that is what happens to familiar spirits. So guys, if you feel like when you look at your life or when you look at your family, you wonder let me use an example of maybe divorce. When you look around your family, all the members are divorced. Let's say your father divorced, and then your uncles are divorced, and then when it comes to your brothers, they are divorced, your sisters, they are divorced, and then it passes to generation. So that is what familiar spirits do. So when you look at your life and you think that you have familiar spirits, these are the ones that Jesus said you should pray and fast to remove. So guys, if you feel that you have familiar spirits, because you will know, I've told you what to look for. Please, guys, make sure you fast and pray to remove them. Otherwise, they will keep tormenting you. You'll be their victim. Guys, you'll be their victim, and there's nothing that is going to you will, it is not by your might. You may have read, you may have gotten a PhD, you may have an amazing person who loves you, but something might just go wrong without you even knowing. That is what happens. So make sure you pray and fast to remove them. Like God sent in Hebrews 1, I think 11, if I'm not wrong, like God sent ministering spirits to minister to us. Those are angels. Angels are ministering spirits, and that is how familiar spirits came to serve their masters. That is how they are serving their masters. They're just like ministering spirits, but now in the opposite way. They're serving their evil master. Yes, guys. So know your limits. Make sure you know that it does not start with you. It may not have started with you. It might have started a long time ago. So make sure, guys, you pray and fast to reverse anything that may have been brought by familiar spirits. Otherwise, in order to do this, make sure, like I've said, you fast and pray. And another thing, check around you. Who do you love, or who do you have a weak spot for? Because familiar spirits, make sure they use the people you love. They use the people, your family, the people who they feel like you have a soft spot for, and they will tell them, or they will just manipulate them in order to tell you the things that you want to hear, so that they can be able to deal with you, in short. So guys, make sure you check around you who is there and cut them off, because time has no power over them. Don't think that you say that with time everything is gonna be okay. No, time does not affect familiar spirits. That is just how it is. So guys, those are familiar spirits. Like I've said, they're merciless, they're ruthless, they're heartless. Yes, and they may have started long time ago. And when their master dies, they keep on, they don't die. They go to the next person, they go to the next person, they go to the next person. And that is just how it is. So guys, I hope you learned something. Make sure you pray and fast. Make sure you pray and fast always. Even if you feel like you don't have a familiar spirit, just make sure you fast and pray, because you might not know who you might meet, and then they jump from the person to you. Otherwise, that's it for today, guys. If you liked this video, please subscribe, like, share, comment. Thanks for those people who are commenting. Continue to comment. Let's have a discussion in the chat. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Peace and blessings, guys. I love you.